Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Unstable Talks. I'm your host Austin, here with my host Gavin.
Yo.
And my host Josh.
What's up? So we've been asked a lot this week, what was our inspiration for starting this podcast? And, I guess I'll go first with this one. So I think I have like two main inspirations for this podcast. And I think one is, just the challenge of it, starting a podcast, getting the equipment, promoting it, putting out an episode, it's just a grind. And, I really enjoy having that as a hobby. I think two is definitely, for those who don't know, my sister passed away back in June of last year. And, she was a really big inspiration in my life. And her favorite quote was, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." So honestly, I think with this podcast, I can, if I could help just one person, whether they enjoy the video or they take some advice that I give or something and it makes their life better, I think it would make me feel really fulfilled and one step closer to the promise I made to my sister, to help change the world.
How about you, Gav?
So personally for me, what made me want to start a podcast was that I think individually we all have a lot of hardships that we've faced and that we've gotten through. So for that, I think that we can help people out if they're going through a rough time and they need help, or they just hear one of our stories and are like, wow, I can relate to this person, or I can kind of relate and I can take some stuff out of that, of what he said. And I think I just want to help anybody that needs to be helped, I guess.
Pretty good.
What about you?
I think my inspiration is just, we're three average 19, 20-year-old kids. And, we've gone through a lot of problems, but, some big, some small, but I think they're all relatable problems for a lot of people. And I think we've handled them very well and, gotten through those tough times, whatever the case may be. So, sitting here talking about them with each other, talking about how we got through it or how we're currently getting through it, can help some of you guys out.
You said we're three average kids. I'm going to disagree with you on that, but I'm going to ask you for your definition of average.
My definition of average?
What makes somebody average?
I mean, we really haven't achieved anything.
So, just being normal 19-year-olds, you think we're average just based off that?
Are you talking about in the grand scheme of life, or are you talking about just in terms of a 19, 20-year-old, are we average?
I think both. I think, my question is, do you sit there and be like, oh, I'm average?
I don't think we're average.
No, I don't think my mindset's average, and I don't think what I do is necessarily what an average 20-year-old does.
Yeah.
But
when you we're just saying average, I honestly don't believe any of us are average. I think we're all very special and unique in our own ways. And honestly, what Gavin was saying is we've been through a lot of things together, and we're honestly, I think that's what has the potential to make this a great podcast. Is I think we're all very unique and not average.
Yeah, I mean, but when I say average, I mean just the casual 19, 20-year-old goes through school, has a couple problems, works, has goals. I mean, yeah, our goals might be a little bit different than other kids our age, but in the grand scheme of things, there's probably a lot of kids our age that have the same goals, that they just don't act on them.
Yeah, that's true. So speaking of school, what do you think about life after high school?
Life after high school?
Anything about it. What do you think? Okay, so how everyone has their own road after high school.
Yeah.
People go to college, they might work, they might take a year off. There's a lot of different routes you can take. So what do you really think about, not the best route you think, but just so many different routes. What do you think is the best for you?
Well, I mean, for me personally, I have, a very big passion in entrepreneurship. So right now, I currently, I landscape 7 to 3, 7 to 5, Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday. Allow myself to be good at it, make a good living doing it. I see it as a goal in the future of having something of my own. But that's my goal right now, and my goals change super often. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many times the past 2 years my goals have switched. Yeah. I've had so many dreams, and I don't think it's going to ever stop, to be honest. And that's kind of scary to think about.
Yeah, well, I think it's just progression in your own life. You're just getting older, getting more knowledge, wisdom, you get more mature, you kind of change what you want. So like you might have 2 years ago, you might have wanted to go to school for, this and that, business or something like that. And now you're in this position. And 2 years from now, you might be in another.
It's actually exactly what happened. That's
Yeah,
what I wanted to
because
do 2 years ago.
Because I knew what you wanted to do. So, but Gavin, talk about your experience after high school and like what you went through. And
Okay, so after high school, I went the college route, and I went to one college for sports and exercise science, and then I realized I don't like science. It's super hard. So I decided to switch schools and then switch my major.
What did you switch your major to?
I went to business.
Business? Okay.
Yeah, because of my current job at the time.
Oh, okay.
And my current job now. But so I dropped out of the first college, and then I went to the second college for business. But then I realized when COVID hit, everything changed to online, and I personally can't do online. Like I have to learn hands-on and have to be on in a class and like have a teacher show me the work. I can't do digital. I can't do like Zoom or anything like that. Like I can't learn like that. But so then I actually dropped out of the second college, and now I'm just working almost full time at a car dealership, and I don't hate it. I like it actually a lot. I want to work my way up. But that's the scene that's the route I went so far after high school. It's not bad, but you just know that you have to work all the time. Like obviously, if you're going to be a doctor or nurse or medical field or like anything that you actually need to know the material to pass and to in the future have people lives in your hands, you should probably learn and go to college.
Well, you have to be a doctor.
Well, yeah, but like that's what scares me about the Zoom. Like, you know how many like people are probably just cheating right now, like that are in like medical field. That's kind of
like,
scary.
well,
the doctor that's going to be operating on me in 30 years right now is cheating to get his way through college.
Yeah,
I mean, it might be different though, because I do know some schools have, certain restrictions where you can't cheat.
Well, with, like I know with medical like majors or like anything where like you're eventually going to work hands-on with other people, like you'll eventually go through like grad school and like clinical studies and like
residencies,
and like you have to go through like internships where it's like you must like work hands-on before you ever get an opportunity to become something or like work with a patient one-on-one. So I think that's what kind of would help that situation. And like for me, like I've probably the only one out of all of us that hasn't changed their plan after high school.
Yeah.
No, why don't you talk about it?
Yeah, so I go to school right now for finance and economics, and I eventually want to be like a financial advisor. I like to help people, so I kind of mix the two. And I like it. It's something right now, kind of good at it. But I don't know if it fulfills me.
Do you see yourself in 20 years happy doing that?
I don't know. I think I could be, I was told one time, the way to be happy with the job is to be able to, when you clock out at 5 o'clock, be able to leave your job at your job and go wherever you're going, home, whatever, and live your life. Do not connect them. So like when I think about my future and stuff is like I talked about earlier, like my sister, I want to eventually start a foundation for, to help people who has the type of cancer she had, or, just help anybody really with cancer and needs help. So like, I think, if I can make a decent living off that and, learn, I'm learning finance, so I'm going to learn how to invest my own money and be able to, just build wealth and then be able to start my own foundation. I kind of look at it like that sometimes. It's like, it's just a building block to some of the other things in my life that, would fulfill me.
So you're a math guy. You like numbers.
I mean, it's not really math. It's
I've
numbers.
never known you to be a math guy.
It's not really math. It's numbers. It's just adding, subtracting, like, especially like in certain like accounting classes, it's not like, you're not going to be like, this formula is like an entire page for one problem. It's mostly like, okay, like here, look at this chart and like figure out like the liabilities or something like that. But that's like more accounting.
Yeah. So,
but for right now, I enjoy it to an extent, but who knows, like we talked about earlier, anything could change in the next, month.
Well, I saw this TikTok earlier. It was actually, I laughed at it. It said, work be so funny. You can have a coworker that's like triple your age and it'll be your best friend.
That's literally crazy because I feel like that's everybody.
Everybody has like that one worker that you're hyped to work with that's just so much older than you, but like it fits so well together.
I honestly feel like, being young, like, okay, so we started working when we were like me, I was 15, like
I was 16.
I was
like
16,
yeah, I feel like at jobs a lot of the times, people have tendencies to like gravitate towards younger people.
I mean, they see a future. They see that person being there for the long term.
Yeah, well, I mean, just like coworkers in general. Like, I know, like, where I work, I have a lot of people, not a lot of people, but like I've worked there throughout the years, and they tend to like be able to joke more with me because I'm younger. Like I might like not care as much and stuff like that. So I feel like they just sort of gravitate towards younger people. They feel more comfortable, kind of. If that makes sense.
I mean, what I do, everybody is older than me. I mean, I am the youngest by far. I work with mostly 30, 40, and some 50-year-olds. So it was like when I first went in there and I was the only kid, I was 19, and I'm just like, holy shit, like everyone's like a grown ass man. And here I am just standing here. Like, I didn't know what to think of it. But like as time went on, like they treat you the same. Yeah. I mean, at first, like, you'll get a little banter, everyone, mess with you. But after a while, I mean, as long as you have thick skin, you're fine.
Yeah. I remember my first day ever when I worked, I dropped like a box of like candy and it went all over the floor, and I was so scared. And like, I mean, my brother owns the business that I work at, and I was still super scared. I think it's just scary, like some people being so much older than you and stuff like that.
You guys know how I worked one day at Johnny's, right? No. And then never showed up again.
Yes.
Okay.
So I heard you had a couple jobs like that.
Yeah, I did.
I had to find Mighty Taco.
Mighty Taco didn't work out either. But let me explain this story. So Johnny's first day, I mean, I'm told it's a very easy job. It's just super chaotic, right? It's stressful. So I'm doing the chicken wings. The guy showed me how to do the chicken wings. And he's like, okay, so when you sauce them up, you take them from the fryer, you dump them in the bucket, right? With the sauce. So I start, turning the bucket with the sauce. All of a sudden, when I do it, all the chicken wings go flying out of the bucket, like all over the place. And I'm not going to say what we ended up doing with the chicken wings, but
oh no.
Needless to say, it just wasn't a good first day. And then they had me grease pans the rest of the day.
So let me ask you a question.
I was also told by the owner to go fetch me a Pepsi.
It's my favorite quote ever.
Dude, that was...
So what did you think? You're just there first day, he's like, go fetch me a Pepsi. Like, did you feel disrespected? Like...
No, I felt like, damn.
Like you were looked down on? Like, yo.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I was in the back greasing pans. It was my first day, so like, what can you expect? But after that, I was like, yeah, I smelled like grease. I was done.
So what happened at Mighty Taco? Like, I feel like you've never talked about that. Like,
just listen, I should have learned the first time. Fast food's not my thing.
Yeah, well,
food working is not my. I mean, I'll gain 50 pounds. Number one, if I work at a fast food joint. Mm-hmm. Number two, honestly, for me, it was hard making this food. I'm like, bro, I'm hungry. Like, I was actually hungry on the job. Like the whole time I was thinking about it. Like, and then at the end of my Mighty Taco shift, they give you like a discount for food. So like, I spent like almost all I made on food. I'm like, dude, I'll never make any money working here.
So like, okay, so I know you only work 2 days at food places. So what happens if you like drop something on the floor? Like how sanitary is it?
I mean, it's sanitary. I mean, I don't know how it is now because this was, I mean, I was a freshman.
So like pre-COVID.
Yeah, this is, a long time ago. So things have probably changed from then, but the rumors are true. Most places aren't as clean, but at the same time, I mean, like, when I was at Mighty Taco, like I remember every like 30 minutes, like they're checking temperatures of all the food, making sure everything's good. And if it goes over 1 minute of how long it should be out, like they throw it out like instantly, sued. Like exactly. So like they're really good about it. I mean, I wasn't really there long enough to tell you any information. I was there for a day of peace.
Did you ever eat any food? Like no one was looking, like you look around, like you're like, what, why not?
I don't think so. Cause like I had managers like training me on the spot. Like I'm not going to start like throwing.
He was only there one day.
Yeah.
Like exactly.
I mean, like I know people who do that. Shout out.
I hate work when I just feel like I'm not doing anything. You know what I mean? Like I'm just making food. Like, I don't know.
What do you mean you dig holes?
Yeah, I dig holes, but that's one of many things that I do.
Are you proud of digging holes? Like,
yeah,
you like look down at the hole?
I mean, number one, I look at it as a workout.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, yeah.
I mean, number two, the end. I mean, digging the hole is step one, and step two is planting the tree or the plant and the whole landscape around it. I mean, it's one step. Do I do a lot of hole digging? Yeah. Maybe because I'm decent at it.
Like, so explain to me your day at landscaping.
I mean,
Because like, okay,
I can't really explain to you a day
because like it seems like
every day is different.
You complain about working at fast food and you're like, oh, screw this. And then you say, okay, I'm going to go to like one of the most labor, like hardest jobs. And like, oh, I love it. So like, why?
I think it correlates with the fact that I just always loved like physical activity, like physical sports, working out. Like it kind of was just in my realm of things I enjoy doing. And I liked my coworkers. So, I mean, that helps a lot too. You know,
sorry.
Go ahead.
I never got into fast food because I knew I couldn't. Like if I started when I was 16, I probably would be like 500 pounds now. But like my first job was actually at a trampoline park. And I got
fired.
I got fired from there. But they had a 3-strike policy, which I understand, I guess. But like I was late twice, and then I was on my phone once. But that job was kind of ass. But I mean, like it's a job, so.
I mean, every job is like those types of jobs. Like I was even at Dick's for a year. I enjoyed that job a lot because I literally got to hit golf balls on my shift. I mean, you guys would come in and hit golf balls with me for an hour on my shift, and I wouldn't see a customer.
Yeah.
But like there was, that got boring after like I was sitting there staring at the walls, or I was like censoring a shirt, like sitting there. Like it was just like tedious, like boring work, and I just couldn't do it. I mean, the day of landscape, like don't get me wrong, it's a lot harder, but my day goes by super quick.
Yeah, more work.
I mean,
when you're busier, it just goes by faster. When you're standing there just making food or any other that just takes time, it's just gonna drag. But like that's every job.
I mean, you get to drive nice cars every day.
Yeah.
So
I can't be so mad at that. Sorry about that.
I pull cigarettes all day. It's not fun. It's honestly, I've done it for like 5 years now.
So I remember you like 2 years ago wanting to work at Microsoft.
Yeah, well, Microsoft closed.
what do you mean they closed?
The mall store closed.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Where's the closest other one?
I don't know. They all work online now. It's weird. Like they do like straight like product interviews online. Like if you want to like see a product or test it, like they just go online with it and like they like send it to you. Or it's something weird. So that's what happened with that. I mean, I want to get a new job, but eventually I want to like work at some
like a
place.
career job.
Yeah, like an internship somewhere.
Didn't you say something about that too? About an internship, like what is it, Merrill Lynch?
Yeah, eventually, I think there's a couple of different places I could like end up looking. Then a couple of different people I know. So honestly, I'm just gonna take whatever opportunities gets presented to me. Reach out to people and hopefully it works out and I can work somewhere I actually want to work.
Right.
But yeah.
Going back to the topic of like the whole I know we get off life after high school thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy how your parents tell you you're never gonna ever talk to these people once high school's over and never see them again.
Yeah.
And it's like did you
true.
believe it at the time? Because I didn't. Like I thought all these people were just gonna be my friends.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna like
Talk to everybody.
in the yearbooks. You put your little phone number down.
Yeah, exactly.
Hugs.
Nobody hits you up. It's hags.
Whatever.
Have a great
good
summer.
summer.
But everybody puts their phone number down. You don't ever touch it again. Like that's how that was.
But like, what made you think we were gonna see these people? 99.9% of the kids in high school, we didn't even hang out when we were in high school. Like, just because we graduated. Oh yeah, let's go.
I mean, yeah,
I know, but there's just these random people and names. Sometimes it'll pop in my head. I'm like, I wonder what he's doing. And then when you see him out places, you ever like you're in a grocery store wherever you're doing and you see him and it's like this awkward tension. You both know each other. And you see each other. Yeah, like you just don't understand.
I'm that one guy that goes up to him. I'm like, yo, what's up, dude? Yeah, I'm that one guy.
Yeah, you are. But people normally come up to you.
I mean, yeah, but like even like when I was younger, I thought I would see a lot of people because, I mean, we all live in the same like
Area.
city, yeah, same area. So I would think that like we would see more people from our high school when we went out places. Like I barely see anybody, and like that's crazy.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. For me, the people we went to high school with, I'm not going to speak on it, but there's definitely good reasons why I don't want to speak to any of them.
I mean, it's not like we really spoke to a lot of people when we were in high school anyway, like you said.
I just have no want. I just don't want to. There's no point. There's no inspiration.
Okay, then are you gonna go talk to these college people now?
What college people?
At Buff State.
Nah, I don't talk to anyone at Buff State.
Why?
Because I just go to class and go home and then hang out with you two.
You guys, you need to. You're not gonna
Like you
get
don't ever
the
have like
college
social
experience.
group projects where you're just talking to your.
Nope. So let me you want to throw that on me. Let me go back to y'all. When y'all both
Hold
went
on.
to school, did y'all talk to people?
I think you need
No.
a dorm. You need a dorm to get the full college experience. It's
Yeah,
so much
Yeah,
fun.
you have
100%.
to.
I
You
feel
have
like,
100%.
but like I feel like
dorming.
you have to do it freshman year when everybody's new.
Yeah.
Like
And when you're all in the same
you're all in the
grade.
same boat.
Yeah.
No one knows each other, and you just have a great time.
Yeah.
Sort of like reinventing yourself to other people.
You could.
If I'm not mistaken, though, there is someone that you wanted to talk to
Yeah,
above
there
state.
is.
Why don't you talk about that? That could be fun.
Yeah, so there was this girl, right? She was in my history of economics or some dumb class. And, first day I went in there, I saw her, I was starstruck. Sat down and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna marry this girl. I don't know what her name is, but like she's the one. I was like set on it. So, the entire semester goes by and I don't speak to her once. I even I took his MacBook one day. Sat
It was
down
the
in
last
class.
day. It was the
last day because then I was like, okay, last day I'm doing it. I don't know why I waited. So I sat down with his MacBook. Only day I didn't wear a hat. I did my hair. I looked nice. She was probably like, what the hell's wrong with this kid? So sit down, open up the MacBook. Do not do a thing on the MacBook the entire class while sitting next to her awkwardly. The class ends. The professor hands out professor review sheets. She filled hers out right away and left. And I was like, oh, well, I guess that's it. And
Yeah, because I remember
You waited.
it was
too
me
long.
and someone else. We were in the car
It
in the
was you.
parking lot waiting.
it was you and Jet.
Yeah, it was me and Jet waiting in the car. We were sitting there. We were hyping. Mind you, let me put this into perspective for you guys. We were sitting in the car with him probably an hour prior to this, and hyping him up, like every love song you can think of, every hype song you could. I mean, really getting this dude amped to see this girl.
Y'all hyped it up too much. It choked.
And then you come back to the car and you're like, oh, I called her name and she never answered.
I didn't say that. 'cause
Yes,
I
you
didn't,
did.
Why would I say I called her name if I didn't know her name?
Josh doesn't even know her name till this day.
No,
Yo,
no,
Buff
I'm
State
saying
girl, if
no,
you're
no,
out
no, no,
there.
not like called her name.
And you remember his face?
You said, "Hey, excuse me." That's what you said to me. I remember that. And then like a week later, he's like, "Dude, actually, I didn't say a word to her. I was shook. I just didn't want to tell you."
I kind of just froze. I mean, that was, okay, to be fair, this is years ago at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably
Over a year. It was my
maybe-
freshman year. I'm
yeah,
about to
2
be
years.
a junior. in
So
a
if
few
you
months.
come across her again,
Yeah, I'll say what's up to her. I'll say, what's your name? At least that. At least I know her name.
So
I
I, should
mean-
have a name.
I mean, life's too short. Why? Why not? I learned that.
no, I'm not saying it's. I mean, I think you should have did it 2 years ago.
I know, but I have a more, appreciation of life and thinking that, okay, even if it went bad and she was like, you know what, I'm sorry, get away from me.
Then you know.
Then and also I just had I know I had the courage to do something that I wanted to do that I was scared of. That's in life now. It's kind of every situation that I might be afraid to do something, or I might be afraid might not go my way. Even if I'm putting myself in a position, it's a risk. Okay, I could get hurt, or I could my ego or whatever it might be could get hurt. Why not go for it? Because you never know. You never know how it could go. Sometimes you only think of the bad things of how a situation can go, but there's 100 good ways it could go, and you could never find that out unless you do it. So, I've learned that through experiences in life, and if I saw her today, I would 100% say something to her.
I also think about this too, when I in terms of college and stuff. I feel like us three at least are not the type of people to where we enjoy college parties, because we've been to college parties.
It
We've seen
depends
how
on
they
the night,
are.
honestly. How
It
the
depends on
night's
what?
going. How the night's going. You going back to a girl's dorm, you're hyped.
I mean, yeah, but that doesn't have to be for me at least. That's not the determining factor of having a good night. I think the determining factor of having a good night is just having fun with your friends.
Stin's birthday party was a fun night.
it was one of the worst nights of my life.
My birthday party.
This
Yeah,
one.
you don't remember.
Oh,
Like
are we gonna bring
a
up
month
another
ago.
story about how Josh is upset about another girl?
No, I was
would-
just saying how you didn't remember it and you enjoyed it.
I was okay.
Yeah, I
the thing
didn't
is,
remember. I mean, it didn't end well.
I was upset for a few days because I was confused. I was not in love with this girl.
Should we tell the story? I think you should tell. Do you want me to tell the story?
What?
I think it'll be a lot more fun.
Okay,
if I
go
tell
ahead.
the
But
story.
if you don't,
Okay, let's tell the story. So we're all at a college party, or no, the time that you
I was
started
me and
talking,
Nate.
I wasn't there.
Yeah,
so
me
maybe
and Stin weren't there.
okay. Well, I'm gonna tell the story based on what you told me.
go ahead.
Okay.
Let's see.
So he's talking to this girl. He's not interested in her at all. She's all about him, I guess, right? And
100% all about me.
And Josh is over there talking to other girls. He doesn't care. And then he finds out that she's all upset that he's talking to these other girls and thinks they're a thing. Then the softer you are, you go talk to her, you have a conversation, you end up going back to her dorm, you talk all night. What did you say? You cuddled and had McDonald's. And the next day, then what? Then it changed. Then she decided to.
So, and then like a few days later, like she like didn't like Snapchat me anymore. I was just wondering what was going on. And then like I didn't like her at all. Like I was like, oh, like this is whatever. As soon as she stopped like showing interest, I was pissed. Like I was like, why is this happening? And then it made me like her. And then like she was like just wanted to be friends, and I was like, didn't like take it too well.
I'm not going to speak on it, but my birthday, I do remember you had somebody come pick you up.
Yeah, I
from
didn't
like 40 minutes away.
I didn't want to be there.
You don't want to be there with me on my birthday.
Shout out, Jet.
What were you doing on your birthday?
My night ended with me
laying in
on
a bed of puke.
Yeah, that was horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wanted to leave for a reason, and you probably wanted to leave too. So,
but I mean, moral of the story, we're not really college party goers. Like, we don't really.
No, honestly, it's very situational based. But like, I think we don't like to go to a situation like multiple times. Like, the first time we go to a new situation or like a different like whatever it might be like, oh, it's fun, like it's lit, it's whatever.
Yeah.
And then like we'll keep going there over and over again, and then it might be like, oh, like the same thing happens every time, and
Gets
it's
played
not
out.
like it just gets boring. So
I think we also like when we go to a party, we expect like this. Like if I go, at least I want it to be like some project. And
yeah,
shit.
like we expect,
I want some crazy. Like I've never had a party happen. I mean, we've had some
good parties,
some crazy events that have happened at some.
like never with us though. It was like always other people, right?
I mean, yeah, but like the events I'm probably talking about, like it's a good thing we weren't involved.
Well, yeah, of course. Like I remember one time, like I'm not gonna get into a detail about the situation. Like me and Gavin were behind a fence, like near 7-Eleven, and we were just watching it all go down. And me and Gavin was like, "Yo,
ops pulled up."
What party are we talking about here?
think about 7-Eleven."
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was an interesting night.
Yeah, it was a good
But
night.
That put me in a predicament.
Yeah, but yeah, it really did. But you like, which side do I take? Which side did
That was
you take?
horrible. Well, I had to take
Yeah, you took the.
Should we explain it?
You took the simp side.
the simp side.
Oh god, the simp side.
Yeah.
What do you mean by the simp side?
What's
your definition of simp?
Simp is, I think there's two definitions of simp. I think simp could be like, a good boyfriend, someone who treats their woman right. And then I think a simp could also be someone who's just like, a girl doesn't even like him and he's just going crazy. Like, oh, like, I'm so obsessed, runs my life.
This
like
woman is a goddess.
Like she says what she says goes. And like,
Yeah.
that's it. Like, I will run my life through her. That's also a simp.
I could be a simp on some occasions, but
We're all
like
simps.
we're all simps.
I-
Everybody's a simp.
I can fully 100% say I am literally the definition of a simp.
Yeah.
But I mean,
The first
like,
definition.
whatever. Like,
first.
yeah. the
You
first
mean like, I
definition.
think there's definitely periods where you're the second. I think there's definitely periods where we're all the second. But for the most part,
What do you mean? What was the second again?
they
Where
run
you're
your
just
life.
super obsessed with them.
They run your life. What they
Like
say goes.
goddess.
I mean, every guy goes through that.
Yeah, I agree. But
But I don't think simping's a bad. I think everyone makes simping out to be like this horrible thing.
it's not really your definition about simping. It's like, is simping being a good boyfriend or being like a good man, or is simping like going overboard and letting a woman run your life?
Like if
I
it's
think of it as the second one that you just mentioned, like overboard, like ruin your life. Like I think that's a simp. Like being a good boyfriend isn't being a simp.
So like, you think a simp is like a girl has an OnlyFans and like you're paying $20 a month and like you don't even know this girl, like you're simping for her, like that's a simp.
That's a simp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like people like to call it, like, if a guy does anything good for a girl, they're a simp.
Yeah. No, I don't think like that.
honestly, I would kind of be like, no, I'm never gonna say I'm proud of being a simp because of the way people like bring it out to be. But like, I can't sit here and say that I'm not 100% a simp.
Just say it. Like, I'm a simp and I'm
But it's
proud.
got to be for the right person, obviously. Like,
I'm a
you don't
simp
just
and I'm
simp for
proud.
like.
SpongeBob it.
there's differences.
Like I'm a simp. Like it's cool though. Like that's just who I am. Like I'm a good guy. I like to treat my woman nice.
I think me and Josh. I don't know about you, but like you probably do. Me and Josh have old souls.
Yeah.
I don't. Why don't I have an old? What makes you think I might not?
Me and you didn't have that conversation. Like
Yeah,
me and
Gavin,
I just know me and Josh.
The night. Speaking of the night at of your birthday, me and Gavin had a long talk.
Yeah.
Long
Okay.
talk.
We've always had long.
So no, but also I think you do. I think all three of us do. I think that's why we're all simps. But like it's cool. Like,
That's why we're all single too.
yeah, but the right ones will come. Don't worry. But like I think with time, like bro, like we're like okay, right now it might be like some girls like might be like he's a simp, like nah. But like
girls like simps.
Yes, they do. They got.
I feel like some do and some absolutely hate simps.
Depends the type of girl, really. Like if a girl's like looking for something serious, then they might like a simp. But if they're just doing their thing, they're single, living life, then they might be like, okay, I don't want a guy who gets attached because it's annoying.
Yeah. I mean, my For You page on TikTok is filled with guys that say that they do everything right for a girl and they always go to the bad guy.
How many times have you seen that situation happen? I mean, we're
like
young.
In my life,
because we're young.
Like with friends, honestly, I've seen that happen a lot.
Wait till we're 27, and I bet you'll see a difference in the way girls choose their guy.
Yeah, it's just maturity, honestly.
Yeah, but I'm starting to think that like marriage isn't gonna be everything it used to be. Like I feel like it's gonna start getting a little bit more down. Like people aren't gonna be doing it as much. It's gonna be more of a regular thing to just have a girlfriend or boyfriend or be single. Like I don't think
because
a lot of people still get married.
Like
I know a person that got married today.
No, I know people get. I'm talking about our age group though.
Oh
yeah, but
like specifically.
Honestly, I've met a lot of girls like that were like very against a relationship right now, but like. Bro, I'm telling you, like every girl has like a Pinterest with like wedding like stuff like posted, and they have it in their head. It's just like not right now. Like some people are just really like taking like like I'm gonna dedicate this part to myself. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want, and then when I'm like 25 and like settled, like then I'll make that decision.
I mean, what age do you want to get married?
Whenever it's right.
Do you have like because like I know a lot of people have like an envision of when they think it's gonna happen.
I want to be married by 25. Like I don't know if I have that. Like I want to have kids by like I just think like whenever I settle down, I settle down.
I think I'm just gonna wait and see the way life works out.
I mean, I hope I'm not one of those. Like I hope I don't get married older. Like I personally, it would be great to be married by like 25, 26. Like I'd be cool with it.
I want like,
but like I'm
like
talking
26,
like a solid like 5-year time period of being with that person without kids. Like to actually, you know what I mean, have that time without know the responsibility of kids, because it definitely will change. I mean, I can't speak on it, but it will change things.
Yeah, to just be able to enjoy, being with somebody for like, okay, like say you meet someone, you're with them for 6 months and they get pregnant, and then it's like, boom, you have a kid. Like your entire relationship is with the kid. Like you gotta have some time, like just you and them, and then let it develop.
That's why there's a lot of single moms and single dads. Like that happens a lot.
What do you mean
nowadays? That how like they're not together and they just have this one night, or they're messing around with each other and they don't expect it, and then they have a baby, and then like, oh, peace out, I'm single. Like I feel like a lot of like younger moms and dads are like co-parenting but like not together.
Yeah, I feel like
I mean I'm a product of co-parenting and my life is amazing. I mean, I always thought of it when I was a little kid that I get double the presents on Christmas. I get double, you know what I mean? Like
you also had 2 parents who cared about you a lot. Like there's situations where like that.
And there's also actually a lot of gain, because like I have a side of like my stepmother's family that I love to death, and I have my stepfather's family that I love to death. Like I have more family than I ever would have because
I'm not
of
saying
it.
like that. I'm saying like from the parent side.
Well, from the relationship standpoint of the people,
and like our age people. I'm not talking about like people back then having co-parenting. I'm saying like now.
You're talking like people our age having kids and then saying like, okay, screw the kid.
Well, like they're just like a lot of parents right now are single that are our age.
Yeah.
Like I know a couple people that have kids that are not with their
because they're not mature enough.
Mama or daddy.
19, 20 years old, you're not ready to have a kid unless you're like really ready to like. You must be really mature.
Sure.
So, but. I think time's like running up, so we've gone a little bit over
already.
Our set point, but appreciate y'all coming back for episode 2. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.